very disappointed on your older veteran players.
Absolutely.
What's your responsibility in this?
I'm responsible for everything. I mean, that's my that's my responsibility to organize everything. But I'll tell you what I cannot do. I cannot go to the front of the net and screen. I can't go into the corner and take a check to make a play. I can't finish a hit on a play. I can't go down and block a shot when I'm standing on the bench. We have to play harder. I call it ice bag hockey. We don't pass out ice bags. There's no ice bags after that hockey. So I mean, we have to decide as a team right now what kind of a team we're going to be. And we can play well at times. We have played very well. Tonight, at times, we played very well. At times, for the first half of that game was a pretty good game. We played pretty well. And this is now 7 games in a row that we haven't won. Out of those, this is perhaps the second one of those I can say that like we didn't really play that well. There's games where we did play well enough to win, but just that things aren't maybe going our way as maybe they should. But we have to make our own luck. But too many times, last game, tonight as well, puck goes into the corner. We have 3 guys. They have 2, or we have 2 and they have 1, and they walk out of the corner with so I can only put them on the ice, but I cannot play for them. But that being said, I'm totally responsible for everything. I'm the one that prepare them. I'm the one that does. But we're going to be just fine. But we have to get our our preparation and the way that we look at ourselves, the way we play out there, is we're able to focus, start the game with good focus, but we lose our focus in the game, and we don't have the ability right now to regain our focus when something happens. We take a bad goal, we get a penalty, there's a bad bounce, we seem to lose our focus, and then we get away from our game. And this is what we're battling right now. It's not a tactical thing, it's not a technical thing. Technically, we can make plays, we can make passes, we can do all those things. But this is the mental part of the game right now that we're battling. That's what we're battling right now.
You guys have a 14 days break now. Do you think there might be a risk that the club will take actions to try to find a new coach?
I think there's always that risk. I mean, this is professional hockey. This is what it is. But that's up to the club. That's not for me to decide. Like as I said, if it's a coaching problem, then they probably should make that play. If it's something else, then we have to decide as a group. That's just part of professional sports. But it's kind of like, who is the real Modo? And we've seen good sides of it, and we've seen the sides where they're not so good, like in times tonight where it just seems we go into panic mode a little bit, where we have to settle down in some areas. But I said that's where the veteran guys have got to be leadership and calm everybody down and make plays out there. So that's part of the way that's the way the game goes.
You talked about the veteran players, but do you think it might be a good idea to let some of them go?
Well, I think we'd let all of us go tonight, really. No, I think that these guys are all good guys, and all these guys are there for a reason. Some guys have ups and downs, but what it is that they have to understand that there's a lot of young guys. There's 3 guys or 4 guys standing out in the hallway right now that are playing in Mora, just dying to get a chance to go into that dressing room. And this is what everybody has to understand. If you look in that right now, how many emails do you think our GM is going to get from coaches around the world ready to take my spot? There's people lined up all over the place. But this is what they have to understand, is that nobody is irreplaceable. You're only as good as the last game. And I think that we need to, from a man, everybody has to play with a little bit more desperation out there, and we'll be just fine. But I think things have been too easy. I think in the club the last few years that average has been the goal, and that not winning has become part of what's going on there, and that's not what Modo is all about. Modo hockey is not about that. The tradition, it's a rich tradition, that's a winning club, and we have to find a way to get back to that. So again, I think I've proven over the years I'm a pretty good coach, but my name is not David Copperfield. I cannot come in and wave a wand and all of a sudden make a guy be able to make a 5-foot or a 10-foot pass, or to block a shot, or take a hit to make a play. But we keep working on it. And all I know is, having gone through this, different situations, my first season in Switzerland, 1994, was Zurich. Similar situation. You take over a team that's been in last place, that have been out of it for so long, and you're not battling. It's not a technical thing. It's not about tactics. It's about the mental attitude that you take out in the game every day. And that team, we didn't win a game for our first 13 games of the season. But then we won, and then we won again, and we ended up making the playoffs. But to turn that around, that mentality, to turn that around, it's like turning around a big cruiser ship out there. It's not a speedboat. It's a big cruiser ship that you have to turn around, and you have to do that daily, day after day. So yeah, I've been down this road before. I see all the symptoms. And we as a club have to battle through that. So that's everybody. That's as a club. And that's not just the players, the coaches, that as a club, our fans, our supporters, our president, our CEO, everybody as a club, we've got to battle through this and we've got to get this turned around.